Are you dealing with gut issues, heartburn, slow digestion, liver pain, or even kidney pain and have no idea why this is happening to you? Today I'm going to share a possible culprit that could be right underneath the radar without you even knowing why some of these symptoms are happening to you. And stick around until later in this video because I'm going to share 2 simple solutions that you can use if this is the cause that is creating those problems for you. Hi, I'm Blaze, and I help men and women to crush it in a plant-based lifestyle by keeping it simple with plant-based foods. In today's video, we're talking about what could be a possible culprit that is creating havoc in your digestive system and a couple of your organs without you even knowing why. Especially if you were raised in a Western diet, because in the Western society, this has become the norm. So a lot of people grow up eating foods and drinking drinks this way without even realizing that it could be causing them harm internally. So this applies to a lot of people, especially if you're 40 and over. Full disclosure, this is not medical advice. I am not a doctor or a medical professional. So take everything with a grain of salt. I am just sharing my perspective and my personal experience. The subject that we're talking about today is eating and drinking too many cold foods and liquids. Because a lot of people have been growing up on a Western diet where most of the drinks that you buy at either fast foods, restaurants, wherever it is, a lot of the times, most of the drinks come with ice. And what people don't realize is that when you drink cold drinks often, eventually it can create potential digestive and stomach issues. And I first learned about this years ago when I started looking at Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine. So in Chinese medicine, which has been practiced for thousands of years, they don't recommend drinking cold drinks. What people don't realize is that because we're warm-blooded mammals and that our body is always running at a warm temperature at all times, that when you start bringing in cold liquids or even foods right out of the icebox, say you have leftovers, right? And you just take it right out of the icebox and you eat it. What you're actually doing is dampening your digestive fire. So because our digestion is always breaking down food at quite a warm temperature, when you put these cold liquids and foods into your body, now your system has to use extra energy and resources to heat that food up to a certain temperature so that it can break down. And because a lot of people grow up with this Western type living without even realizing it because it's the norm, throughout time, a lot of your organs and even your digestive tract, it starts giving you issues. So hey, I get it. You know, if it's a hot day, most people want to drink a nice cold drink, right, to cool down. But in reality, what cold drinks actually do is that because they constrict, you actually absorb less hydration from these cold drinks, especially if you got ice on them. So in Chinese medicine, for example, what they recommend is drinking cool to room temperature to warm. If you stay within that range, you're pretty good. And even for, say, like arthritis and joint issues, I mean, most people know this, that when you're in cold weather, that's when people run into all these issues with their joints and arthritis and whatnot. It's the same with liquids. If you're drinking cold liquids often or eating cold foods, it has the same type of effect on your body to where you start getting these joint issues and arthritis starts flaring up and whatnot. I remember years ago when I first started looking into Chinese medicine and was interested in learning about it, I had a mentor that was really good in Chinese medicine. And what I observed and experienced kind of blew my mind at that time. Because when this person was working on people, that when this person was checking the organs by just putting pressure down on near their rib cage to feel their liver, feel their spleen, their stomach. And I was amazed because over 50% of people had these issues with their liver and their spleen. And this is the first time I've ever heard somebody talk about drinking too much cold drinks and eating too much cold foods. Their liver and their spleen would become harder than it normally would be. And what this mentor of mine would tell people was that they were drinking and eating too much cold. This is the first time I ever heard that concept back then. And it never left me after I heard that, because this was a common issue that they ran into often. And I've seen it multiple times. And ever since then, I started to eat and drink less cold foods. So this is a quick example of what I do when I'm gonna eat leftovers in the fridge. I take it out about an hour before I'm gonna eat lunch or whatever it is, so that the food can actually come down to somewhat of a room temperature. And if I'm not gonna heat it up, I'll just eat it at that temperature, whatever it is. And as far as ice drinks, I'm not gonna say that I never drink ice drinks, because I do once in a great while, but I would say 95% of the time, I'm either drinking cool to room temperature drinks, right? And I get it too, like, you know, imagine drinking a carbonated drink that is room temperature or even warm, right? It's just gonna make you burp a lot, I get it. And most people enjoy carbonated drinks when it's cold. So what I found out, it's just the habit of doing this all the time, because people do this every day without even thinking twice about it. So I've been practicing this for, I want to say, over 5 years now. And I just want to share with you that I have seen a big difference within my own digestive tract, my own system. It has definitely strengthened and improved from what it was before. And it's not that I had any type of digestive issues or whatnot before, but I was definitely drinking a lot more cold drinks and eating cold foods than I am now. If you've been considering going on a plant-based diet or adding more plant-based foods into your existing diet, then check out my video above and down in the description box below, where I share 3 simple plant-based liquids that you can add into your diet today to give you more energy than you ever had in your life. So the whole point of this video is just, if you're dealing with certain gut issues, especially if it's slow digestion, then maybe you could look into this as a possible culprit that is creating problems for you. It's possible, it might not be. Because this is such a common thing, this is why I'm sharing it and bringing awareness to people. So let's say if you cut out half of what you're currently consuming in cold drinks and cold foods, and you've seen a big difference, then the way I see it is that you're on the right track. Because if you actually do see results by just cutting out 50% of the cold drinks and cold foods that you're currently eating, then this is a clear sign that this could be a possible cause of what is creating the problems within you. So you could try that out and just see if it works or not. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you know of any plant-based or herbal remedies that can help people with digestion or gut issues. Because the more we share and help one another, we can help to solve a lot of the health issues that most of us deal with today. I took some notes and I'm going to share them with you right now. So the Chinese, they always understood the thermal nature of foods and what you could use to cool down on a hot day. Something like a natural mint tea or even watermelon juice, which has a cooling effect on the body, even at room temperature. It's actually more effective than drinking ice cold water or drink, whatever it may be. So I wrote down right here that by drinking cold drinks and eating cold foods, it could actually slow down your digestion, creating sluggish bowel movements, which can be the cause of bloating and constipation. And your stomach supplies your kidneys with the warmth to function optimally. And what cold fluids do is that they end up weakening our kidneys and provide less warmth into our body. Cold also weakens the bladder, which can make people urinate more. Especially if you wake up in the middle of the night and you gotta urinate constantly, this could be a possible cause from cold liquids and foods. And now for the 2 simple solutions that I mentioned at the beginning that could help you with these problems, if this is what you're dealing with, is, drum roll please, is by using ginger or cayenne pepper, by adding more heat into your body. So if you start adding these 2 simple foods into your drinks or even your room temperature food or hot food, they should start to cause a warming effect in your body, bringing up your digestive heat, bringing up the heat within your organs. So by cutting the cold drinks and cold foods out at least 50%, and start adding some ginger and cayenne pepper into some of the foods and drinks that you eat and drink, this can potentially help your body to come back up to an optimal running state. Make sure that if you get ginger or cayenne pepper, that you are sourcing it organically, because it does make a difference. I have been using ginger in my plant-based diet for quite a few years now, and it has definitely worked like magic upon me. I'm always eating hot peppers, chili peppers in a lot of the foods that I eat. So from what I have read and studied is that cayenne pepper is actually much more powerful and better for our bodies than most chili peppers and hot peppers, from what I have learned. So I am definitely going to be adding more cayenne pepper into my diet. And just remember, a little goes a long ways. So sometimes less is more, especially if you're just starting out. So if you are 40 and over and have been drinking cold liquids and eating cold foods for a span of decades, then this could be a possible cause of some of the problems that you could be dealing with your digestion tract. I'll leave some links down in the description box below on a good organically sourced ginger and cayenne pepper. I'll also have a good Hawaiian black lava salt and Hawaiian red salt that I'll leave down below. If you are ready to start your journey on a plant-based lifestyle and want to be ahead of the pack and get started now in 2024 instead of January 1st, 2025, even if it's baby steps, then watch this video right here where I share about why eating alkaline foods is of the utmost importance in keeping your body more alkaline than acidic. Check out this video right here and I'll see you over there. Let's get it.